First, as we keep an eye on freezing temperatures ahead, we wanted to get an idea of what kind of emergency calls are made during these severe weather events. Joining us this afternoon is Captain Christa Stedman with Austin-Travis County EMS. Christa, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, so I know the paramedics, you all are they're out on several different sites and you're dealing with vulnerable populations. Also, what is the most common injury you're seeing?
Absolutely. So, anytime it gets cold outside, the first thing we worry about is hypothermia. Hypothermia can turn into a life-threatening medical condition very quickly, and it doesn't take a lot of time outside for that to set in. So that's one of the biggest things that we're worried about, especially with the weather that's incoming, since we don't think there's going to be much ice to deal with or snow. In those situations, we would worry about people, going outside and slipping and falling and injuring themselves. There's still a risk, but it sort of relates back to hypothermia. So for instance, my dad, who's 81 years old, goes outside to cover up his faucet, has a fall. Maybe he just went outside because he was only there for a few minutes, didn't really get dressed for the weather, and now he's stuck being outside until anybody can come help him. So that's really the focus, and even just the last couple of cold snaps that we've had, we've seen a big increase in hypothermia related calls.
So if our power stays on, fingers crossed, most people can just stay warm at home. But we found out in February 2021 that when the power goes out, some people have creative ways of staying warm in their home. Dozens, actually hundreds, died from hypothermia. We had dozens of carbon monoxide poisonings and deaths as well. Talk about how important it is to not do certain things to stay warm in that situation.
Sure. So, if the power goes out and you're trying to keep your house warmer, there's steps that you can take. If you have a fireplace, that's great. Confine everybody to one room. Lots of blankets, lots of extra clothes. But what we don't want you to do is use things like generators inside or portable grills. We saw over 100 carbon monoxide exposures during Winter Storm Uri because people were trying to use those alternative means to heat their homes. And unfortunately, the reality is carbon monoxide is a silent killer. It's colorless, it's odorless. And if you don't have a working carbon monoxide detector, then you have no way of knowing that that's going to affect you until you start to get sick.
And some people were running their cars in the garage with the garage door closed to try to stay warm and got in trouble that way as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So nothing that generates any sort of fumes, smoke, anything like that should be used within any four walls. So whether that's garage, living room, wherever, you just want to stay away from it.
So you were talking about the hypothermia calls. What are some of the signs, the symptoms people really need to look out for? And then there's also ways and places where people can stay heated when we have this weather event. Sure.
So initial signs and symptoms of hypothermia are going to be things like shivering, stiff muscles, and it can go all the way up to, an alteration in awareness or a complete loss of consciousness. At the beginning stages of hypothermia, you start shivering because that's your body trying to make extra heat. Unfortunately, as the disease process progresses, you stop shivering, you stop generating any more body heat, which means you're losing it more quickly. And that truly is a time-sensitive medical emergency.
One of the things we talk about during freezes, especially this serious, we got the 4 Ps, right? Pets, pipes, plants, and people. We want to emphasize that last point, which is something that's kind of has a renewed emphasis over the past few years, especially checking on older neighbors, older populations. Why are they more susceptible, and how can we help them in this cold snap?
Yeah, so the very old and the very young don't have the same ability to regulate their body temperatures as you or I might. So that means that they're much more susceptible to hypothermia. So, if you have elderly neighbors, make sure you're checking on them. If the power does go out, make sure you're taking some extra blankets over. And then obviously with the very young, bundle those babies up and make sure we're keeping them safe.
Absolutely.
All right, Captain Stedman, as always, thank you, and thank you for the work that you all are doing
It's always
here
a
in
pleasure.
Austin-Travis County.